counterproductive. Meghan snatching the Gracie Award only makes hypocrisy more developed. Hello and a very warm welcome back to LVT News Channel. When Meghan's Prairie people trumpeted in the media that she had won this crazy award, the first thing I thought was, what in the world is a Gracie? I had never heard of it previously. It's not like I don't know about any awards. I know about the Pulitzer Prize. I know about the Nobel Prize, the Oscars, the Golden Globes, the Emmys and the Grammys. I've even heard of the Grammys. Well, in the days since, thanks to who she is and all the controversy that comes with her, I looked it up, and so now I understand a little more about it. The Gracie Awards are presented by the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation, and it's supposed to recognize excellence and outstanding achievement in programming content created by women for women and about women in all facets of media and entertainment at the national, public, local and student levels. It's an American institution too. Now, considering all of the above, I think it's perfectly forgivable if somebody who's not a woman or not American or doesn't work in media doesn't know about the stuff. Now, to be fair, I am an American and I'm a woman, but I don't exactly work in media per se, so I guess I can be forgiven too. I hope so, at least. Well, anyway, I'm going to forgive myself because the end of the day, I don't care so much about this kind of thing. I don't lay any claim to be enlightenment on top of everything. So for somebody who isn't in this exclusive club, how exactly could we consider the Gracie Award to be a major award? So I want to ask all of you. Please let me know in the comment section. Am I wrong? Is the Gracie Award a major award that I've just never heard of? Am I just ignorant? Am I losing my mind? Is it something that is considered to be important on an international level like a Nobel Prize or a Pulitzer Prize? Please, if I'm wrong about this, let me know in. So the first little problem I see with this award is it's not like women have been invisible in media for a long time. I mean, for decades now women have made their influence felt and heard in all kinds of media and entertainment. It's not something that's new. A radical. The Gracie Awards though is a pretty recent arrival. It was set up in 1975 and it was named after Gracie Allen. She was a stage vaudevillian, actress, singer, radio and TV comedian, and she was one half of the comedy and entertainment act known as Burns and Allen. She performed with George Burns. She was married to the vaudevillian, actor, singer, entertainer and comedian George Burns. The pair entered the entertainment scene back in the 1920s, and then Gracie passed away in 1964 and George passed away in 1996. I'm not sure exactly what input Gracie herself had in the creation of this award system that arrived fully formed like Athena from the head of Zeus 11 after she passed away. I can imagine you could have had much input at all. And did George have a say in the matter? I'm not sure. Perhaps the man was 100 years old when he passed away, meaning that he was born in 1896. Now okay, M.R. Burns was supposedly the perfect gentleman. He was a man of taste and class. He was always perfectly tailored and dressed. And he was born in the previous century, which was a time when men were more dominant in basically all cultural spheres. He was born at a time when men were the head of the household, so to speak. So it didn't really matter what the social class or standing was. Maybe M.R. Burns later in life did come around. Maybe he discovered feminism as an elderly man. So maybe he was supportive of the idea that an award should be named after the activism of his wife as of her spirit as embodied in the Gracie Awards, comforted him later in life. But if we want to look at strong women, how could we forget the stage, film, radio and TV star comedian Lucille Ball? She was married to an active musician and comedian as she helped to form Daisy Lou Productions. They completely dominated 1950s TV situation comedy with I Love Lucy. I still love that show. I still watch it occasionally. And then after they broke up, Lucille went on to further success with her Lucy show in the 60s. Behind the scenes they were quite the power couple. They had their fingers in a lot of TV, comedy, production pies and many 60 TV series were shot in Daisy lots and studios. And I mentioned Lucille Ball because she was such a determined, strong-willed woman. She was feisty, and she and Daisy were contemporaries of Burns and Allen. They were influencers. Their productions achieved recognition for excellence. Now all right, on the TV Lucille played up. This did see crazy redhead, but that was just an act. That was her comedy as written for her by a team of writers about behind the camera. She was a completely. She was not an airhead when she was running Daisy Lou's studio. She was a shrewd businesswoman. So why is there no Lucille Award? Why do we not get to have the Lucys? Nobody can claim that Lucille Ball did not have some effect on the culture and didn't have success beyond I Love Lucy or The Lucy Show, with other TV series being an executive producer and making executive decisions. Or maybe it's just that they say that Lucille Ball did not empower women and that she perpetuated stereotypes and I Love Lucy. I mean, come on, it was comedy, and maybe that's why there's not some feminist cash attached to her name. She's the wacky redhead after all. People cannot reconcile that image with a strong woman behind the camera who managed a career of her own in film, radio and TV, and then partnered with her husband to go corporate with a lot of success. So really, the more I think about it, why are there not the Lucy Awards? So I think I have found my answer to the latter half of the question. Now I can see that in most situations when it comes to award systems, they are pretty insular and pretty exclusive. You got to be in the related discipline, profession, studio industry or whatever. You've got to be there to qualify, whether on the amateur level or consummate expert. Or to put it another way, awards are created by members of the club to award to other members of recognition within the other self-selected arbitrary members of the club, considered to be excellent and deserving of recognition within the club. Though by other club members, I think it's pretty neatly summed up in that sentence. The rest of us are outsiders, and so we just don't know anything about it. All that is required of us is to listen to the decree, to acknowledge it, to recognize it, to submit to it, to believe it, to be docile and accepting. There are lots of lazy people out there who don't necessarily like to think for themselves. So maybe they appreciate the idea of being told what to think or what to like. It can be pretty unburdening not to have to think, to allow somebody else to do that for you. Individuals do have identities and faces, and they can be less controlled. It's a lot easier to broadcast a decree to a faceless mass and see what happens. So while the winning of a major award by Meghan silence all the royal critics and races will absolutely not, did the other two awards that Meghan got do anything for her? Well, no, I think they're just sitting on her shelves collecting dust. There is nothing major here. Her career trajectory is going to continue on towards a crash and burn because people all over don't like her. And does that surprise you, 1B? I doubt it beckons. Not royal. She just married a failed prince, and if you dare to disagree with her or call her out for being irrelevant or redundant or a hypocrite or a liar, then you know what, it's not racism. What in the world does the color of skin have to do with any of this? We are responding to her lies, her manipulations, her fakery, her hypocrisy, and her horrible behavior with laughter, scorn, and of course a program. We see right through her. We see the content of her character, and that is what arouses this response. It's not her race. It's not her skin color, which was spot on encapsulated by the empty vessel depiction in that South Park cartoon. Boy, did they nail that one. Meghan Markle is not somebody to look up to or celebrate or admire. She's dark and she's sinister, and she's a force for deceit and authoritarianism. She doesn't offer anything that is really humanitarian or helpful. She doesn't care about family values. She's just an empty gift box wrapped up in the most beautiful ribbons and bows that she can find, a gift box that assails the nostrils with a bad smell when you unwrap. Race, skin color, being a woman, age, jealousy, body shape and fashion sense don't have a thing to do with why people don't like her. It is so important to denounce her and to ask that she be held accountable for all she's done. It is important that this be done at every turn because this woman is dangerous and what influence she tries to bring to bear is